It's the fourth round of the BCA 2020 Cup. Our coverage on the Nation News Network comes from the rural parish of St Andrew and the picturesque KMV Oval. IDL Walker's Sanquari Isolation Cavaliers, one of the Division 1 sides in the competition, have held their own so far and will want to prove themselves against highly fancied opponents Sagicor Life UEA, a highly efficient and well-drilled unit with a combination of seasoned and enterprising young players looking to uphold the reputation that the club has built over the last decade. We take a closer look at the pitch. It has a nice covering of grass from end to end, but looks to be nice and hard, so there should be enough in it for both the batsmen and the bowlers. The two captains, Jermaine Bulling of Isolation Cavaliers and Johan Jeremiah of UEA, were joined by match referee Wade Bascom for the toss, which was won by the visiting team who chose to bat. Umpires Fillmore Collimer and Jeffrey Holder take to the middle, followed by the Isolation Cavaliers team led by Bulling and the UEA opening pair of Kyle Corbin and Jeremiah. We pick up play in the first over. Bulling is the bowler and Kyle Corbin is the batsman, and he gets UE going with the first boundary of the match. Here's Corbin with another boundary off Wayne Lee to give UE early momentum. A bit of excitement for Lee and Isolation Cavaliers as UE captain Johan Jeremiah plays a loose drive. Another bit of excitement as Jeremiah attempts to sweep Lee this time, but slip fielder Kevin Green unable to hold on. Real excitement now as UE lose their first wicket. Bulling moves athletically and runs out Jeremiah for a duck. 4 balls later, Corbin is out to Bulling, LBW for 11, and UE court early strife at 12 for 2. But a 79-run stand between Barbados pride pair of wicketkeeper batsman Tevin Walcott and left-hander Anthony Allen stabilised UEA. Walcott was the linchpin of the innings and got into stride with this boundary off Lee to deep mid-wicket. A loose delivery from Lee and Walcott swishes it away to deep backward square leg for another boundary. After losing Allen, Walcott forged ahead and this 6 carried him past 50. He found West Indies and the 90-law rounder Matthew Ford a steady ally, and they added 32 with shots like this from Ford off Khalid Herbert. Some late hitting, including this 6 from Odean McCarthy to end the innings, helped UE to 173 for 6 from their allocation of 20 overs after losing a cluster of wickets, including Walcott and Ford. The pavilion at KMV Oval, which is currently undergoing renovations, is named after the former Barbados and West Indies opener Adriel Richards. He was the first member of the club to make it onto the international stage, and the members are very proud of him. And some of the memorabilia inside includes jerseys and caps he and some other well-known players have worn. Back to the cricket now, a final pep talk for UE before they take to the field to defend their total, which was adjusted to 168, following a deduction of 5 runs for a batting violation. They take to the field, followed by the Isolation Cavaliers openers. An early scalp for UE, Jabari Douglin spectacularly caught at short mid-wicket by Anthony Allen off Romario Graves. Jamar Eiffel replaces Graves at the pavilion end, and Kevin Green delights with this shot, the first boundary in the Isolation Cavaliers innings. Eiffel is left to grieve next ball when Green fortuitously gets his second boundary, as Calvin Marcus muffs this chance on the fine leg boundary. Next over, Ford strikes, removing Green, caught by, wouldn't you know it, Eiffel at mid-off for 16. Cavaliers stumbled to 51 for 3 when Sadrian Ward was caught behind from this snorter from Gary Austin off the last ball of the power play. But Khalid Herbert with shots like this off Eiffel hit the top score of 53 and helped Cavaliers to get back on track with a stand of 103 with captain Jermaine Bulling. Cavaliers needed 11 to win at the start of the final over, but Ford got the wicket of Herbert with the first ball. 2 balls later, and Ford struck again thanks to this needless shot from Damien Hoyt with 10 needed. 9 needed from 2 balls, and this enterprising stroke from Bulling goes for 6 and puts Cavaliers now within easy reach of victory. Last ball of the match, 3 needed for victory, but Bulling and Micah Thornhill can only scramble 2, and it would appear that UE won by the skin of their teeth by 1 run. Not so fast though, the Cavaliers were awarded 24 penalty runs by the match officials following play because UE maintained a slow over rate, having been down by 2 overs, and under the rules of the competition were penalised 12 runs for each. Cavaliers' final total was adjusted to 191 for 6, and they claimed victory by 4 wickets, thanks to that innings of 53 from Herbert and 49 not out from their captain Jermaine Bullen, who was elated at the bizarre turn of events that gave his side victory.
To be honest, it's a great feeling. The past couple of games we've been bored out for under 100, and that's been a thought around the town. So this victory actually means a lot for us, especially against a big team like UAE.
When you went in, team was a bit of strife. You and one of your players and came together. Khalid Herbert came together and had a very good partnership and put the team on course of victory. Talk to us about what was going through, the sort of discussions you were having out in the middle.
Yeah, look, I knew we had a good start, 50 odd in 6, but the key was the wickets as well. So I just told Khalid we just need to bat as deep as possible. There were a lot of overs left, just rotate, and as long as we take it as deep as possible, it was possible.
Talk to us about Khalid Herbert. He really batted well, struck a couple big blows. Talk to us about Khalid.
Yeah, look, Khalid's been good since he was probably about 15, 16. He just had a phase off because he was concentrating a bit more upon his bowling. But he worked a lot in the nets for the past couple of 2 weeks, and I guess it really showed today.
Wicketkeeper batsman Tevin Walker is playing his first season for UAE after spending a number of seasons with the BDF sports program. He was disappointed by the outcome of the game, but he says working hard to improve aspects of his game is one of his major goals for the competition.
It was a tough way to lose this game. A very interesting game, I must say. But for me, it was good to get some match time today. I've been working hard over the last 2 to 3 months, so it was just good to get up there and execute today.
Seem to be in good form this season, and what would you put that down to?
Just a bit of consistency with my training, Over the COVID time, I had some time to reflect and to work on some aspects of my game and my fitness. So I just think that right now I'm in a good space at this moment, and I'm looking forward to doing big and better things this season.
You're here at UAE for the first time. You were previously with the BDF SP. How's the transition gone for you?
For me, it's a new challenge for me. And I think that's what life is all about, challenging yourself to progress and to go on to better and bigger heights.
What any specific aspects of your game you've been working on? You've had a pretty good time playing for Barbados the last 2 seasons. When you've gotten the chance, any specific things you've been working on to try to maybe make that place in the Barbados team yours now?
Yeah, as I said earlier, I did a bit of reflecting, and I know that my wicket-keeping over the last 2 years wasn't my strongest point, but it could have been improved. So I took the time over the course of the season to actually work on that aspect of my game, and for me it's paying dividends now, as you can see.
Let's take a look at the other matches in Group B. Rain pumped the brakes on Group B leaders Wanderers after Jonathan Drakes led the batting with an unbeaten 56 from 46 balls. They had to settle for a no result with Spartan at Darrell's Road, where rain did not even allow the Parkites to start their innings. It was not a good day for UAE. Their B side also suffered a loss, with former Barbados and West Indies all-rounder Dwayne Smith cracking 61 off 48 balls to lead Bayview YMPC to a 6-wicket win at 3W's Oval. Lords upset one of the front-runners, Police, by 6 wickets in a low-scoring contest at Lowlands in St. Lucie, and Crane Resort St. Catherine notched their first win over Maple on home soil at Bayfield in the East versus West clash. Over to Group A, results marked by an emphatic 8-wicket victory for group leaders BWU Gladiolo over Empire at Bank Hall in a low-scoring contest. Not one Empire batsman reached 20, and they were bowled out for 69, which Gladiolo easily wiped off in 7 overs and 1 ball. At the Technical Institute, Barbados Pride white ball batsman Zachary McCaskey took advantage of the Foundation schoolboy attack and slammed a rare local T20 100 of 106 that set up Wildy for a 70-run win. Defending champions Carlton had an easy win over Barbados Youth B at Kensington Oval. ESA Field Pitwick held their nerve to collect their first win of the competition over IGS Insurance Brokers Yorkshire at Foursquare Oval, and Hakeem Perryman hit a delightful 75 off 62 balls to set up Barbados Youth A for a 10-run win over BDF SP at Paragon. Let's take a look at the standings. Gladiolo hold on to pole position in Group A with 16 points. Defending champions Carlton and resilient Wildy are close on their heels, both on 14 points, with Yorkshire and Barbados Youth A the surprising teams vying for that 4th place finish and a shot at the quarterfinals. Empire and Pickwick will have a lot of work to do in the remaining matches, and the others look likely to be also Rands. In Group B, Wanderers hold on to pole position with 14 points and have a bit of breathing room between them and a cluster of 4 teams, including Isolation Cavaliers and UEA on 10 points. Police and Spartan will have their work cut out in their remaining matches, and the other 3 teams look like a long shot at this time. The next Saturday's fixtures, the headline contest in Group A looks to be that contest at Friendship, where Yorkshire will host defending champions Carlton, and the outcome will have huge implications for both teams. Why? Gladiola will fancy their chances against Barbados Youth B at Kensington Oval, and so too will they when they face Pickwick on home soil at the Technical Institute. Group B looks far more interesting, with the leading teams again facing slippery opponents and the possibility of becoming untangled looming large for them. The pivotal game will be at 3W's Oval, where UEA will be on home soil and looking to nurse their wounds following this week's setback. They face another northern side, Lords. Another intriguing contest could be at Weymouth A, where the Cops will be looking to arrest Isolation Cavaliers and get their campaign back on track. Frontrunners Wanderers have a chance to extend their lead when they host UEB at Darrells Road. YMPC could have a rollicking good time against the unusually out-of-sorts St. Catherine at Beccles Road, and Maple and Spartan can also get on track when they clash at Trent's. Play in all matches starts at 1:30, and the competition is heating up, so we urge you to come out for another action-packed day in the BCA T20 Cup. And remember to buy your copy of the Sunday Sun for reports and scores on all of the BCA T20 Cup matches, and continue to follow the progress of the competition on our website, nationnews.com, and all Nation News social media channels. I'm Adriel Richard. Talk to you next time.